Minicopters, build skins, transportation vehicles, and monument updates. Here's some things that I really wanted to touch upon on the gameplay from Obi that I guess not many people have really spoken out about, so here we are. Two quick messages here. Number one, if you enjoy community service, CNQR Warfare has just rebooted. We're going to be live on the 19th of June. Our Discord is getting set up. We also have a unique developer creating some mind-blowing stuff for the community to get their hands on and enjoy the game differently to your vanilla experience on Rust. The invite to our Discord is in the description. And also, none of what I'm really going to be saying here is confirmed fact that is coming or not. So the majority in what I'm saying in this video is just purely speculation, but also kind of good guesswork and backed up by, I guess, what's been happening. As in, there's good reason as to why I'm talking about these things in the video. One of the questions I find myself asking is, why was scrap helis actually included into this gameplay video? Was it because scrappies are coming to the game on launch, or were they there because they wanted to inject more hype because there wasn't actually enough to really cast our eyes on and, you know, have our hands on for the launch of the game? Everyone's going to be pumped about this game. We've got a graphics overhaul, the performance is hopefully going to be better, and we've got our hands on the first air transportation for the game, being hot air balloons, as well as parachutes and SAM sites. But to my knowledge, the map that Obi had looked at briefly is still 3.5 km and doesn't hold any new monuments. So as always, I hit up Pedro to see if he was able to answer the question of whether scrap helis are going to indeed be on launch of the game on June 19th. He responded saying that that sort of information he cannot publicly say yet. However, the best place to find out on the updates for the game will be their social media, such as their Instagram and Twitter. So I'm hoping that in the next coming week or two, you know, they hit this home with what's coming to the game and what's not, because the dev blog really was a big miss in that regard. I think a lot of players had their eyes on what's going to come to the game and it would be unveiled into that sort of dev blog. However, I think with the release of this game, it's only natural for it to be in a standalone thing than in a dev blog. I do think we'll get a trailer for this game. I think that's where we'll learn all the new things. At first, I didn't think that was the case, but because the dev blog was so dry and just reiterated what we already knew, just to make it, you know, fact for people that didn't know already. So I do think that a trailer is very plausible in the up and coming weeks to just really hit home how good this game will be and what will also be within it that we can enjoy. Because yes, a graphic overhaul and optimization is cool. These building animations and also the updates that I've listed prior, you know, these are cool, but also we want to see more because we haven't really had much good Rust content in over 6 months. Which leads me to believe, is this coming out on the release of the game or not? Because scrap helis could have just been thrown in there because they thought there wasn't actually that much to show and get excited about, because we would obviously be excited about all of this. However, throwing in helis and scrap helis, I should say, like they did with Obi's video, that amplified the hype to new heights. A bunch of people have been saying that he really was toggling with the air vendor wolf, and there's two sort of reasons as to the way he was kind of mannering himself in getting that scrap heli. Number one, he just done it really quickly, so we wouldn't see what else is there, such as minicopters. Number two being, you can't actually buy it from the air vendor wolf just yet, which again is another plausible reason. However, I would be a little concerned they just spawned it in for him and he couldn't actually buy it because the setting wasn't there or the feature wasn't there to be bought. Because when I did message Obi about when this video aired, or when he recorded it I should say, it was a week before he uploaded it. So it was around the back end of May, 2 weeks ago basically, he recorded this video. So it wasn't like pre whatever, it was like, you know, fairly along the way in terms of progression. This wasn't something that was done at least a month and a half ago. This is very recent gameplay. Another reason I said as to why they probably haven't brought in minicopters for this gameplay is obviously to suspend the hype a little bit, because obviously when you want to announce a game and obviously have a trailer that everyone can get hyped about, you don't want to announce the whole thing just in a gameplay video. Of course, it's got over 300,000 views, but if everyone knew what was coming to the game, there would be a little shortage of excitement, because we know all these things can come to the game, we just don't know when. And that bit, when these are coming to the game, that's the bit everyone's getting excited about, because we don't know just yet. As well, they brought out hot air balloons, which is around for what solo, duo, trio players to get their hands on and use around the map, and scrap helis are for zergs or clans. And minicopters serve the same sort of purpose as a hot air balloon in terms of how many people can actually go on and use that transportation system. So it would make sense for them to leave that out, show the hot air balloon, and also show the scrappies that they can work. There obviously is a lot of work to be done, because they do seem a little laggy and the frame rate isn't that great. But I wouldn't be surprised if these sorts of things would be in the PTB version of the game, because as I've said a number of times, I find it strange that they didn't announce scrappies coming to the game, because that would have had everybody hyped. Even though it came in this video, which is perfectly fine, it would have had everybody hyped prior anyway. It doesn't really matter when it came, because scrap helis are such a most wanted update. So again, I do believe it could come the PTB, just basing it off that they haven't really advertised it. They aren't disclosing whether it will be on launch, whereas we know hot air balloons will be on launch. And also we have 3.5 km maps, and the 3.5 km maps going up to like 4 km and above, and also bigger pop servers above 100. That's when you're going to get some major big updates such as excavator, because I can't see any more monuments really fitting into this map. I'd really like a larger map with more pop. And if you don't know already, larger pop and larger map size will be coming, not on the launch of the game, but just in the future. I think very shortly after the launch of the game. Another thing I just wanted to waffle about was the build skins. Now, a lot of people have been saying that Obi was treading lightly with, you know, where you can guide yourself on that sort of menu, and didn't want to go to the next bit, which could have unveiled build skins. Again, this is something that is very positive and that can come into the game, and the most important fact, that is revenue for Double 11, so why wouldn't they put it into the game? This is something I believe is just, it should happen, and it would be amazing for it to happen on the launch of the game. But I think they're holding their cards close to their chest with what they're going to be unveiling. I think all of it is going to come out in a trailer. I'd be dead surprised if they just uploaded it on their socials and didn't have a trailer, because at the end of the day, this game's going to sell. The Sun, a news outlet, made an article about Rust console and the situation it's in with the selling things on the store and how it was kind of glitched, and they had said it sold 12.9 million units, and that's just for Rust console old gen, not the new gen. And if that's true, that's a hell of a lot of revenue for Double 11, a lot more than we may have even thought. So for them to cash in on this game as well with the build skins revenue, it just makes sense. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that scrap helis will come on launch, or do you think it will be a PTB sort of thing, as well as minicopters? And build skins, will they come on the launch of the game? Does it make sense for them to come on launch of the game? And if that is the case, what sort of skins would you expect there to be on the launch regarding building? Because obviously they can't really copy the Rust PC side of things, so what are they going to cook up and what are they going to give the community? I'm guessing within this week and the next we'll be seeing some really nice graphical stuff, and hopefully some new updates surrounding the game that we didn't get in Obi's video and the missed sort of opportunity with Deadblog 39. As always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new around here, if you enjoy Rust console and like the news, updates and theories around it. See you in the next one. Take care.